What's up, guys? Hope you're doing great. Welcome to another day on the channel. My name's Chris, and we're going to talk about SEO keyword research and optimizing a page to rank today.
Wow, what's Chris Strange up to now? Let's check it out.
Before we get into that, we're going to take a quick shot of our apple cider vinegar. Cheers. Tart. Nice. So, anyway, that does about it good. We're going to get into it. So we have a client, and they're going to show you some of the stuff that we do in building in public right now, right? So we recently released and redesigned a website for an energy efficiency company, M&M Energy Solutions, based out of New Jersey. And what they do is they help companies unlock savings and utility funding, right, for projects to upgrade their HVAC systems, LED lighting, things like that. And they work together with utilities to do this, right? So they got partnerships. So the site came out really cool, and they were basically starting, from zero. I can show you some of the old rankings. And this is actually kind of impressive what we've just done like within a week so far. But I mean, nothing was optimized. Everything was like beyond, page a million, it was just total blackout, right? So we started with not only redesigning and reforming the UX, getting some lead magnets, calls to action on the home page, sticking in a cool utility funding calculator here, right? So you can find out how much you need, and then it goes to a quick CTA. That's the kind of stuff that you want, right? So you want quick calls to action. So I think the CRO is looking good. We did find a potentially better keyword that we can rank the homepage for, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute with that. So let's take a look in here at a couple bits of research that we're doing right now. So right now we're trying to rank the homepage for commercial energy efficiency consultants. And I just want to check that. I got a couple tools that I use. 9 times out of 10, you can get away with using, something free like Google Ads. Just set up a free account, right? You don't have to you just set up a campaign. You don't have to run it or anything. But once you do that, it gives you access to some pretty cool things. So I've logged into our internal Google Ads account, right? We just use this for just for planning purposes. That's it. Just basically to use the keyword tools. So I go into tools here. I'm going to go into keyword planner. And again, this is free. I always emphasize free or low cost whenever you can get away with it. There's other great tools out there, SEMrush, Ahrefs, which are awesome. They provide a lot of good data too, but if you're just starting out, or if you want to find out a little bit more about how this works without having to make that investment, this is probably the way to go. And I'll show you another tool that's kind of on the lower cost tier as well. So we're going to do discover new keywords, and I'm going to go commercial energy efficiency consultants. Hopefully I spelled that right. And we're going to look at some volume and competition on that. Now, keyword research in itself, meaningless. Like, don't just stick to this stuff, right? What you really want to be building out is kind of a topical authority map. And by the way, I'm going to make another video on a free GPT I've created that'll help you do just that, right? So what we mean by topical authority is that you're going to own the space. You're going to really own and sub-niche down. So for example, if you're in the shoes business, you're not only just write about shoes, you might go into sneakers. You might even go into just performance sneakers or cross trainers or, high fashion sneakers or something very, very specific, and own that space, right? So you're going to write, 50 articles or whatever, just about that sub niche topic, and then move on to the next pillar, and so on and so forth. So that's what we're really trying to do here, is re-optimize some stuff so we can get quicker rankings and really build out pillars of content, right? That's what we call it, pillars, or kind of hub and spoke. You might have heard of that too. So what we've done is created out pillars around commercial HVAC, LED lighting, and we have a call to action page, a lead capture page, energy efficiency assessments. Then on the utility side, we've got some really cool pages all about the utility relationships throughout New Jersey and Connecticut. Atlantic City Electric, Jersey Central Power and Light, New Jersey Natural Gas. And you'd be interested to know those are the pages, I'll show you in our rank tracker here. Those are the pages that have moved up the fastest. I mean, a lot of these pages started out, like I said before, beyond rank 100, beyond position 100 in the rankings. So it's interesting to know that us kind of riding the wave of traffic around these big brands, if you will, these big utility company brands, Eversource, JCP&L, New Jersey Natural Gas, etc., has helped us a little bit, and we really optimized those pages around those specific keywords, which had enough traffic and low enough competition. And we've jumped up already from beyond page 100 to page 2 and 3 and edging up. So that's very encouraging, right? I think we're also going to try and do that more for the homepage. If you notice here, the rank still is kind of in the lower, tiers compared to these. And when I look at other keywords, such as energy efficiency in buildings, right? That's still a good commercial intent keyword, but look at the volume here, 300, and the difficulty is like way low. It's like super easy. And I checked that against Google ads too. Here's the first keyword that we're going after: commercial energy efficiency consultants. Yeah, low competition, but not enough volume, I think, really to get us going on that. So let's go ahead and add a little bit, another one that we're going to try and go after here too. So energy efficiency in buildings, I think, is the one. We'll copy that and paste it in here and see how that looks. Get the results. Energy efficiency in buildings. Yeah, way more monthly searches here, still low competition. So it's kind of a no-brainer. What we want to be doing here is really just kind of retargeting and recrafting that homepage all around this new keyword. It's not going to take much. Really what you want to do is align the H1, the title tag, right? Pulled left in the meta title tag, right? All the way left. And then stick that keyword maybe in like the first paragraph or something like that. So we're also going to introduce a couple paragraphs of text around energy efficiency in buildings. We'll use ChatGPT to do that. But first off, I just want to show you this other tool that I use, which is a great lower cost tool, right? I think you can get it. There's a deal you can get it for like a couple $100 for the entire year, right? As opposed to like $100 a month with some of the other more expensive tools. So I have a project in here. The tool is called Shine Ranker. I love it because it's simple, right? You can plug in basically anybody's site in there and run like a quick audit on their website. So if I plug in this company, mmenergysolutions.com, you can kind of see at a glance kind of what's going on there, if there are any areas that need to be fixed or tweaked. I take it with a grain of salt because some things that come up here are not really, entirely accurate all the time, but it's a good, really good rule of thumb, especially say if you're on a pitch call or something with a potential client. You can pull this up, show them, what's wrong. Obviously red is bad, green is good. These are the things you need to fix. And they can just kind of go down the list and show them like, hey, I could fix these issues for you, for this. And that kind of gets your foot in the door. So I really like that. Let's look at some of the keyword kind of research. They call it viral topic finder and viral topic tracker. But I looked and I tracked a couple of these keywords already for you in here. So I looked at commercial energy efficiency consultants, and it assigns it kind of like the volume here, how many people are searching per month, and the difficulty. Pretty low volume, again, about the same as Google. So all these tools, you got to realize now, what they're doing is essentially scraping Google, right? That's their window in. They might have a couple different algorithms and more data sets to work with, and better AI and so on and so forth. But essentially, they're looking at what the search engines are telling them and what search behavior is happening by humans. So that's like what's going to be used to inform your data going forward. So I think that the other one that I searched in here was building. Now let's do that one too. We're going to look at this energy efficiency in buildings and just kind of compare and contrast against Google and see what it says. It's going to take a second to spin that up. I found a lot of keywords, right? So let's just narrow this down Yeah, a lot more. And I think if we look at the difficulty, right, you can just select the keywords that you want. You could do them all if you want, and then click update selected difficulty. And what's really looking at is H1 and title tag alignment with that search term. Now this one came across a lot different, right? 49 difficulty, which feels a lot more, intimidating to go after. But that's why I say, like, look at these tools and look at them in a cross section, right? I wouldn't just hang your hat on one. In this case, I think that Google would be the more accurate representation. So I would go after what they say here, and that's what we're going to optimize our page around. So I'm just going to do the kind of on-page optimization stuff, and I'm going to do a separate video on how we're going to create some extra content using a combination of ChatGPT. And I like to use Bard too. To be honest, I feel that Bard is a little bit more human readable. They've done studies, and Neil Patel has done studies where about 70% of people would prefer to read the Google Bard version of an article rather than the ChatGPT. Unless you're really good at kind of prompt engineering, this stuff, maybe using some tools like AI PRM, where they can give you some help with stuff like that. But we'll get into that in our next video about creating the optimized content. But what I'm going to do right now is just go into that page on the WordPress. It's really the home page, so we're going to go into Pages, scroll down into that once we load, and it is the home. There we go. We're going to just do edit. We don't need to edit the substance of the content yet. We're just going to do some back-end stuff in here. So instead of commercial energy efficiency consultants, we're going to go around this term, energy efficiency in buildings. And let's just title case that, energy efficiency in buildings. And by the way, here's a quick tip. If you ever want to if you're tired of dealing with manual, uppercase, lowercase, converting stuff, you know this cool site called ConvertCase. Whoops, wrong one. I'll just Google it. ConvertCase, yeah. So here we go. Convert upper to lower, sentence, whatever. So see how this one's lower? I can make it sentence. I can make it all lower, upper. Super big time saver for me, especially when we're doing content publishing. So let's get back into the page. We're here on home. We're going to do energy efficiency in buildings. We're going to make that our focus key phrase too, right? You see, we weren't even really doing a great job of optimizing this to begin with. So let's just nix that, and we're going to do this. And I probably should have copied it from ConvertCase, but what can you do? Buildings, boom. All right, so we're going to get to some more optimizations around this, but one thing you want to do is make sure that the social properties also reflect that too. So boom, right there. And I'll get you a quick little meta description in here from ChatGPT too, so you can just kind of see how that looks in a second. And let's just replace this. So before we forget, we're going to do that, update here. We actually will have to go into Elementor and just fix the H1. And if you notice, one of the things that I like to do, so it just doesn't come across as like, something really, like if this was just the big marketing title, it'd be kind of a little dry, I think, to the user. Don't forget, we're also creating content primarily here for human beings, right? So we have to put on our marketing hat, we have to put on our conversion rate hat. So unlock commercial utility incentives and rebate benefits is going to be a little bit more of an enticing title, a little bit more interesting than just, we do this, blah, blah, blah. And we've experimented with this, a number of different ways for a bunch of clients. We have a client in Florida that we're doing this for. And we did it this is the first way I used to do it, right? Tampa Solar Company. So I'm going to experiment with that a little bit too for these guys, but they are ranking for that term. It's just the way that we style this in the CSS, right? So let's go back in here and edit this. We're just going to replace that H1. You can see here the HTML tag is denoted as H1, where this big title here is actually an H2. So that's what we're kind of doing, is flipping it on its head. Update that. and then we'll get back out and edit some of our meta information in the site. Okay, so we did the snippet. We've got our page title here. Now let's do a meta description around that. This one's pretty easy. We're going to go in and use our AIPRM premium prompts. SEO meta title and meta description looks pretty well rated, and we're rocking on GPT-4. Awesome. So we're just going to do that and see what we get here. Now it might take a second to roll that up. There it goes. It beat me. Okay, now it kind of thinks it's an article. This is actually an evergreen page, but I'm just going to kind of snip little pieces that I need. So discover simple, effective ways to boost energy efficiency in your buildings. And we might want to change this just a little bit, but it's a good start. So we're going to go in here and paste some of this into the description, because we had some good content in there already. Tired of skyrocketing energy bills. Discover simple, effective ways to boost energy efficiency in your commercial. It's okay if it doesn't match exactly. Like, don't follow the tools blindly and say, I gotta do this, you know? Now, this is too many characters. LED lighting upgrades with our utility rebate programs. I mean, boom, there it is. And don't forget to do that on the social side. Social, Facebook, boom, Twitter, boom. We've already got a kind of a standard preview image in there, so I think we're all set. All I have to do now is generate some content, some paragraphs more specific to that keyword, energy efficiency in buildings. But that's it. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Don't forget, you can always message me if you have any further questions or drop a comment. I know I should have probably mentioned this before. I don't really know what I'm doing with the YouTube thing, just figuring it out. But please, if you do have a moment, please subscribe to the channel and leave some comments and likes and stuff like that. That's going to enable us to be seen a little bit more and offer more of this cool content for you guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.